Check 1 2 3. 1 2 3 4. All right, guys, Damian again. I'm making a video, another small steps towards real change, and the topic of this video is going to be duality and how to remove that from our life, our way of thinking, because it's not good. It's an illusion, first of all, and it's creating a lot of conflict in the world. The idea that, you know, there's right versus wrong, or one faction or country and is against another, and that we have to take sides, that we have to choose, right? It's getting dangerous, and it's really hard for me to understand. You know, one of my family members is on Facebook all day long, it seems like, and just kind of regurgitating these little political, you know what I'm talking about, little pictures with like words, like memes, and they're just increasingly nonsensical. The connections being made between, you know, it's like Obama's a terrorist because he smoked weed once with this guy from Zimbabwe who happened to know this other guy who was a Muslim, and you know what I mean? Like it's so nonsensical, like the connections that people make. It makes more logical sense that someone just takes a bunch of crazy statements that all the talking heads happen to be babbling about, and just sticking them in a box and rattling it around, and then like throwing them down, and then just kind of like piecing them together. That makes more sense than some of the connections I've seen. But more so, it's just that it's gotten so easy for us to share our viewpoints by just spewing and regurgitating a concept or an idea, you know. And if it has to do with hatred against this large group of people, like, oh, Muslims are trying to, you know, do this, or, you know, illegal immigrants are trying to steal our jobs, and, you know, all of these generalized concepts that seem to consume people's minds these days are unfounded in that there's this illusion. I don't watch the news, first of all. I'm getting my news from just regurgitation, it seems like, and that's why I don't watch the news in the first place. It's all regurgitated. But we have this illusion that we're supposed to hate this large group of people, and it's all based on individuals' actions and thoughts and words, right? So that's like me saying, you know, that there was this guy in Texas, and he was, you know, making racist comments to this other guy in Tennessee. So therefore, Tennessee should go to war with Texas, because obviously these two people are the ambassadors, and they are the only people. They represent every single man, woman, and child and dog in each country, or each state. And that's just obviously, you know, idiotic, right? But that's seriously where we are in history right now, and we have been in so long, and we've been desensitized to the point to where we don't even notice that we are regurgitating nonsense and hatred. And so yeah, basically seeing that, you know, happen with this person who I love dearly and has been a huge part of my life and very important to me, very close. I just see it getting worse and worse, because, you know, it's like their eyes are like glued open, and they're like just sucking in this hatred, beer porn, you know. It's where they just hate everyone, and I just can't imagine the amount of anger and fear just consumes them on a daily basis, and how bad that must be for their bodies and minds. So that's my small step for this week, is if you know anybody like this, if you know people around you who are acting in a way that you don't believe is aligned with their true self, which is, you know, open for interpretation. There's ways to call someone out with still maintaining a complete level of respect and and tact, and without having to create conflict. You know, an example is, you know, there's people that are so afraid in America anyway. But also I wanted to say I noticed a lot of people from all over the world have been paying attention to these videos, and I truly appreciate that. And I hope, you know, another part of this video would be like, please don't think that all Americans are gun-toting haters of everyone, because that's just not true. I don't align myself with many things that is spewed across the media, you know, propaganda monster. It's seriously horrific sometimes, how much energy goes into creating the illusion of fear and danger, and you know, this side versus that. Some of the people, you know, some of the talking heads that I see, I really don't understand. I don't understand how they can get up every morning without killing themselves because of how, I mean, when isn't there some, I just hope, truly pray for, you know, for them, that one day they will understand. You know, they will wake up. They really will wake up and understand that they're part of something that is causing so much destruction just through words and through images and media, and it's truly dangerous and unfortunate. And yeah, I think we're beyond that. We are in the new paradigm. There's many of us that have stepped into that, and no longer carry with us the idea of, you know, war and conflict. And we're trying our best to share, you know, our message of peace, love, and understanding. You know, it really is as simple as that. There's been many people throughout history that have had that same message, and luckily some have been more popular than others. And, you know, take Mr. Rogers as a perfect example. You know, that was his core message. You know, love, understanding, imagination, childlike innocence, you know, curiosity, creativity. It is really simple. We're all human. We all understand that these are the foundations of, you know, purity of being. And yeah, so if we can help others, if we really can just share the message, you know, we're supposed to be the system busters. That's one of the jobs of an Indigo, right? Well, let's bust the system, but not bust it how you would think. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, throwing grenades into a building and guns and going off and, you know, rabble, 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 you know, we're right, you're wrong. It can just be, you know, calling it out, you know, making the truth known. It's like people can hate all day long against a giant faction or large group of people until they meet one, right? Most of everyone that I've met is a good, decent person once you spend a little bit of time with them, and you kind of, you know, dismantle the masks that we wear and the walls that we put up, because everyone is so afraid of being vulnerable, of showing their openness, because we've, like I said, been taught this illusion of fear, and we need to protect what we have. We have to, you know, stand and fight for this idea, this belief, you know. But really, when it comes right down to it, you know, none of that matters. You know, all conflict can be worked out in an intelligent, mindful way, and until that becomes more of a global idea, then we have to work, you know, systematically, you know, person by person. And it starts with friends and loved ones, you know, people you see on the street. You know, I have friends that come through, we'll be walking along, and, you know, guys would, you know, catcall a girl in my presence. And, you know, it usually just takes a look, like, really? that's, that's what you're gonna do. That's how you think of that person. Because a lot of people know at least a little bit of who I am, and it's like you kind of have to like snap them out of it, that they don't even realize how crude they're being, how hateful they might be towards a group of people, without even realizing it. So helping to deprogram is compassion. It is trying to help them, because purity of thought, or working towards that, striving towards that, is definitely going to make a healthier body, healthier life, happier life. So that's all I have for now, and I'm going to leave a song, a favorite track that kind of sums up this entire video. It's not mine, so it will be in the description. Take a listen, it's great. So until next time, love you guys.